Hello, church, and hello, community. It's good to be back with you again on this Tuesday Encouraging Word. As you can see, I am flying solo today. Alice is not able to be with me, but I will proceed on my own out of Psalm chapter 5. Just a few thoughts here from the first three verses. I have been reading this recently and was thinking about how it's good for us to just get back to the basics very often. And there's nothing more basic in the Christian life than prayer. And that's what David here is talking about at the beginning of Psalm 5. And it says in verses 1 through 3, "Give ear to my words, O Lord, consider my groaning. Heed the sound of my cry for help, my King and my God. For to you I pray. In the morning, O Lord, you will hear my voice. In the morning, I will order my prayer to you and eagerly watch." There's a few things here that stands out to me as far as prayer is concerned. You know, prayer should be natural to us as Christians. It should be as natural to us as breathing. Prayer is the life of the Christian. Prayer is how we're able to remain connected to God as far as maintaining our strength of fellowship with Him. And so it's always good not only to think about prayer, but to practice it as well. I sometimes find myself maybe thinking more about prayer than actually doing it. And what I mean by that is we can endlessly study or learn or read about prayer, but really the best way to learn how to pray is to actually pray. That's what David is doing here. And he says to the Lord, "Consider my groaning." We don't know what's going on with David, but we do know that there's something that's causing him to feel unsettled, something that's causing him to groan within. And he's acknowledging that. And in many ways, that's the first step when it comes to praying, is just acknowledge that you have a need. Acknowledge that there's something that's causing you to be anxious. There's something that's causing you to be unsettled. There's something that's burdening you, and you have a need. And what do you do with that need? Well, you bring it to the Lord in prayer. David says, "For to you I pray, my King and my God." By acknowledging that God is his King, David is saying, "Lord, you are in control. And so I know I can bring this to you. And I know that not only do you hear my prayer, but you can do something about it because you are the ultimate King. You are sitting on your throne." And so David acknowledges his need. He acknowledges the one that is God who he needs to bring his need to. And he says in verse 3, "In the morning, O Lord," he talks about a time to bring it to God. Now, there's nothing special in particular about praying in the morning. You can pray anytime, obviously. But when we pray in the morning, particularly if we're praying the first thing before our day even begins, then we are going on ahead and going with the Lord from the outset of our day. We're not thinking about the things that are coming up. We're not thinking about the problems we might be facing. We're not thinking about our schedule. If we are, we're actually laying all these things at the feet of the Lord in prayer. And so we should be praying all the time at all points during the day, but especially we need to remember to pray to the Lord in the morning. And perhaps the most important point with the timing is that we're praying first. The morning is the first part of the day. And so we're praying first before we're trying to do other things to solve our own problems. And the last thing that I want you to hear here is that David is saying, "I pray to you, Lord, and eagerly watch." I know that I'm guilty of this, praying about something and then not watching for the answer, maybe even forgetting that I prayed, discharging my prayer to the Lord, and then not watching for the answer. But we need to watch for those answers. We need to take note of them when they come. And so we're able to give God the credit. We're able to give God the glory. We're able to acknowledge, "Lord, I prayed to you about this. I trusted you for this. And now you have answered that prayer. You have once again proven yourself faithful, proven yourself powerful, proven, Lord, that you care." And I'm acknowledging that by saying, "Look, this is what you did." And so let's watch for those answers in prayer. And when we see them, let's rejoice in them. And let's also tell other people about, "Listen to what the Lord has done for me. I watched for this answer and the Lord came through." And he always does. Maybe not as we would always want him to or expect him to, but God does answer every prayer. He says yes, he says no, or very often he says, wait. And we need to be watching for how the Lord is going to answer that. Give him the glory when he does. Well, I hope that encourages you. Again, just some basics about prayer. A good reminder, I know, for me, and I hope for you too. And so I look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, God bless.